said like reviews like actually right. Yeah, probably I think so. You might have to. Sure, I should check out my reviews. I like reading through them, reading like the just see that's like yes, I did work by David Documentary. I'm not sure what else. David Documentary. His last name is like
I've never heard the song. I've heard Ashley. Yeah, I said very odd. I don't know what mother names on Ashley.
I'm not sure. Settle down somewhere, have money. Is that something I like to do? I said like reviews like actually right. Probably I think so. You might have to. Sure, I should check out my reviews. I like reading through them, reading like the that's like yes, I did work by David Documentary. I'm not sure what else. David Documentary. His last name is
I've never heard the song. I've heard Ashley. Yeah, I said very odd. I don't know what mother names on Ashley.
I'm not sure. Settle down somewhere, have money. Is that something I like to do? I said like reviews like actually right. Probably I think so. You might have to. Sure, I should check out my reviews. I like reading through them, reading like the that's like yes, I did work by David Documentary. I'm not sure what else. David Documentary. His last name is I I've seen it. Like shirt.
I've never heard some work. I've heard Ashley.
Ashley.
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah.
Very odd. I don't know what other name or something.
Yeah, that's kind of hard. I don't know. Just like, I don't know what name I can. Yeah, I'm not sure. I settle down somewhere, have money. Is that something I like to
Yo, welcome to a brand new episode of Society and Pop Culture 101. I am your host, the BK Spades, and today I am solo dolo. Novocaine just had a baby, so congratulations to Novocaine. That's big, that's huge. We're super, super excited and happy for you. I get to be a two-time uncle from that side, all within a year, which is crazy to think about, especially with conversations we've had on this show about somebody not wanting to be a parent. But anyway, do me a favor, head over to www.societyandpopculture101, where you can find everything you need to know about this show. You can you can even find links to our social medias like Instagram and all that good stuff. And you can also find a link to our YouTube as well. So go over there, hit that up. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And also, you can find us on any of your favorite podcast platforms like Spotify, Apple, Good Pods. Leave likes, comments, suggest us, tell a friend about us. We're here. We're still doing our thing. Thank you guys for popping through if you're coming through today. Today is our first episode back from break, and we are going to be talking about the Diddy documentary. We're going to be talking about Supergirl, and we're going to be talking about Time Magazine Person of the Year, which is kind of a lie because it's Persons of 2025, but that's neither here or there. Let's jump right into it about this Diddy documentary because I tuned into the first two episodes and I have thoughts. And I also I didn't take notes, and I don't want to like spoil it because I think this is one of those documentaries where you should watch it on your own time. Like you should definitely take the time out, go on Netflix and watch it. And what should be noted, and probably like the biggest thing that everybody likes has been talking about this documentary, is it is a documentary that is produced by 50 Cent. And if you know the history of 50 Cent and Diddy, you know just how petty that thing has been, mostly from 50 Cent's side. But also, I think it's kind of interesting, some of the conversation that has been going on around the documentary, more so than the documentary itself. Yeah, here just recently, Ja Rule came out against it, said 50 Cent was a snitch, which is a crazy thing to say about, a person with all the allegations and issues that Diddy had. Also, here recently, Marlon Wayans has come out, and he said some things. He was asked some questions about what he thought about it. He gave his opinion. And to me, the most interesting thing about the opinion was how everybody came at Marlon and said he was defending Diddy, even though he was just talking about how biased things could be when it comes down to documentaries. And I think the problem with it's not what he said, it's his opinion is right, I think. It's just the fact that it came against or within the conversation about Diddy. And so everybody thought that he was defending Diddy. And in reality, I think he was just stating that documentaries are biased, which is not a lie. Like every documentary you ever watched, there is an agenda and there is a bias there. And I think that's what Marlon was trying to call out. I think he just did not a good job at really calling it out. But it happens sometimes. So what did I think about episode 1 and 2 of the documentary? There was a lot of stuff said in there. I don't think it really revealed anything new. Personally, I don't think that. But what I did gather from it, it did kind of solidify some rumors and some things that has been alleged. We're gonna say allegedly. Some things that has been said throughout the years that allegedly Diddy was responsible for Tupac and Biggie's unaliving. Whether you want to fall, wherever side you want to fall on that, that's on you. I don't know what to think. I need to actually see more evidence. Like I said, I only watched episodes 1 and 2, which is really good, really well produced. A lot of information was thrown out there, a lot of emotions. Couple of the victims spoke out in those first 2 episodes. But again, I think the most interesting part of this is how specifically men were hearing these stories about the young lady. Well, she's an older lady. She worked at the company that Diddy was working for, because he worked what is it, the face? I can't remember right now. But anyway, he was an intern over there, and he wanted to get with the lady. He wanted to do a video shoot. She jumped in on the video shoot, and then later on, we find out that he assaulted her, and she has a lawsuit going on. And I do remember the lawsuit going, but he ended up finally getting with the young lady, or assaulting her, drugging her, and assaulting her, and he ended up playing the video of that assault on the big screen at parties and stuff, which is crazy to think about. Someone would do something like that. And, for the most part, this is all alleged. But I think those, like, people were coming out saying that 50 shouldn't have produced this, or 50 shouldn't be involved in this. I think that's a bogus thing to say. I think it was absolutely the right thing to do. Now, was his motive good for doing it? No, probably not. It wasn't about shining a light on the victims. It wasn't about getting real justice for people. It felt like it was mostly just a vendetta, another niche in the cap, I guess, or whatever you want to say, another feather in the cap for 50 to twist the knife in on Diddy. But anyway, like I was saying, the victim, that was cold blooded what he did to her. Really sad stuff. There was also some alleging that he assaulted his mother at one point when he figured out that he wanted to jump into the music industry. There was some alleged things said that the mom was abusive to him in that first and second episode. Also, that his mom used to throw like these extravagant parties, and how the movies and stuff impacted Diddy's mind, thought, and process throughout his life, and why he reacts to the things he did. They told the story about his dad and where he is, or where he was, and in his life as a child. And we met some people that Diddy was friends with in the documentary. It's a really solid episode. 1 and 2 is really solid, but I think the biggest juice from those first 2 episodes was the alleging of him unaliving Big and Pac. We got to see some footage of the night that his car got pelted with bullets, which, man, watching that footage and we got to hear the phone call from that. That was, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, that was kind of hard to listen to for me a little bit. hearing the stress and the pain in their voice from Biggie being hit. It also made it sad because that's not where Biggie wanted to be. He did not want to be in California. This is after the whole Source Wars incident. Apparently, allegedly, Suge Knight friend may have got taken out by one of Diddy's people as well. So it was already mounted tension, and it just ended badly for everybody. And it's really sad to see such prominent figures go through that type of thing. Oh, what's up? What's up, Mimi? Thank you for popping through. Good to see you. Good to see you, CCN. What do I think about 50 Cent producing all of this? Like I said, all documentaries are biased. And with 50, I don't think that's any different. So he has an agenda. He has a way. Uh, he wants something out. He wants to put something out. And he wants to add fuel to the fire and maybe, keep this whatever this thing he got against Diddy going. So even though there could be some right things to come out of this, some stories will be told, some lights will be shined on some things. I still think there's always an ulterior motive. Thanks for stopping by, Mimi. But yeah, there's always an ulterior motive. Even if you're watching your newses and whatever, there's always an agenda behind these things. So I think this is no different. I don't think it is as salacious as maybe, 50 being, I don't know, whatever Ja Rule was saying 50 was being. I don't think it's that deep. I just think he saw an opportunity to twist the knife a little bit. And maybe he can get some good out of this as well. So I've also heard that some people were saying that all allegedly, okay? So this is not me. This is not how I feel, but the internet be rumbling, the internet be rumbling. They were saying that there was some agenda against Diddy, and that was probably the man was sitting somewhere and he wanted this out and he's using 50 Cent. Personally, I think that's the dumbest thing ever. Hey, what's up? Sorry, NASA, good to see you. Good to see you. Amy says, go to the comments. I don't like how much attention Diddy is getting. I wish people wouldn't give horrible people the spotlight with the attention seeking culture nowadays. People want it, don't give it to them. I agree. I honestly do agree with that. I do believe we shouldn't be giving more attention to this. And the only reason we're talking about it now, well, the only reason I'm talking about it now is because we've done like 2 other episodes about the whole allegations and the court cases and all this stuff that's been going on with Diddy. So I feel like we wouldn't be doing our due diligence if we didn't continue the story. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel obligated to in a sense. But I also wanted to take the time out to say that, about the whole people having agendas when they drop documentaries. Like, it's always a thing. And we should also be careful with how much we believe and what we don't believe without, like, the dead set proof. Documentaries are great for getting the word out about a situation. They could be really good for learning, but they could also be hit pieces. And with Diddy, things are complicated. Some of it's true, some of it's not, some of it's overblown, and some of it is hit piece. And now it's our time to go on the internet, find all the plausible information, and figure out what's what. Like I said earlier, I don't think Marlon was wrong about what he said, which is basically somewhat saying what I just said. But yeah, I don't really have a whole lot more on this. I still got to watch the remaining 2 episodes. What parts of it do I think is true? Honestly, I'm unsure. I don't think Diddy put out like a hit on Big though. I think Diddy's ego is what got Big taken. You know what I'm saying? Like Big didn't want to be in California after all that stuff was going on with Death Row. He did not. In fact, he was having dreams and stuff. We all knew about that. Him having the dreams about not wanting to be there. I mean, about feeling like he was going to die or someone's going to take him off this earth. So I wish Big had the power within himself to say, I don't want to be here. I want to go home. And I wish he would have went home. But also, I don't know just how much of his money Diddy was controlling. You know what I'm saying? Mimi says all Diddy is gonna do is spend it. He still has money, so he has some sort of power. He can use that to rebrand. He should have got more convictions. I'm so mad and disgusted by society right now. We live in a time where money talks. Money talks. Perception is everything, and I agree. He is gonna spend it. He's been through things like this before. But who's gonna let him at this point? I think that's important because now I feel like the public knows too much. And when you have people like 50 Cent and people like Ja Rule, well, not Ja Rule, but you know what I'm saying, people like 50 Cent who wants to see whatever happens to Diddy happen, I don't think he's gonna be able to just ride off in the sunset. And I think what's gonna end up happening is he's gonna have to go off into obscurity, but somebody else might bring something else on him. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Nova Kane, Instructor Nova Kane? It's good to see you. Super, super excited for the addition to the family. Happy to see you on the show as well. See any other comments before I move on? Because I really didn't want to spend a whole lot of time. Like I said, I only did episode 1 and 2 so far. I'm gonna do 3 or 4. Maybe I'll talk about it if episode 3 or 4 is good enough or there's enough something there to talk about. But I think the biggest takeaway is men in our society right now. Like I said earlier when we talked about Diddy, we got to stop letting celebrities be these superheroes to us. Like it's cool to like your celebrities. It's cool to not idolize, but you see them, let them know, give them their flowers, tell them how great their art is. But after that, that's it, man. Because these people are just people. They're just humans like everybody else, and it don't make any sense to treat them like they Jesus or something because they're not. Praising them in a certain light is not going to get you any further in life than you already are. For the most part, unless you in the Trump administration. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But let's talk about last things because I found it interesting that Time Magazine person of 2025 is not just one person, but it is a group of people, and it is what they said are the architects of AI. You guys know how I feel about AI? Y'all know this. I think it's a great tool to have, especially when it comes down to say medical or business. I think it's a great tool. I do not think it's a great tool to be using to do random cartoons on the internet. But this is where we are, and to be fair, I know a lot of people don't exactly like the architects of AI, and some people disagree with them being the person of 2025 for Time Magazine. But if we being real here, if we're being real here, you guys, I see the comments, and I'm gonna come back to them in a minute. If we're being totally honest with ourselves, they are probably the most influential people on the planet right now, and I'm talking all of them, no matter what country, what origin they have. Uh, if they had anything dealing with creating this AI, I believe they are the most influential people right now because the new wave of this open AI, Chat GPT, and all these things, Sonos, I think that's what the music one is called. Listen, let's just be real here. It's changing the game. Now, whether that's for better or for worse, I think it's a little easy. It's a little early to tell. But I'm listening to people that are basically the basis for what these AI is, and a lot of them are blowing the whistle. They're saying we're moving too fast, and we can't slow down at this point because if we slow down at this point, like when I say we, I mean like if the U.S. slow down on AI right now, China's doing AI. Russia probably got some AI going. Like if everybody else got AI going, and this is this big rush, this big race to get to the top. If our enemies have it, and this is how our country looks at it, because I don't think anybody's an enemy. I think we all just kind of got our own sides of things. But if Russia got the better tech, then Russia is gonna run the world. At least that's how they're looking at it right now. So I don't think slowing down or stopping the AI race is going to be the savior of it because somebody's still going to produce whatever they want to produce. What we probably have to do is just regulate it really, really well. And I don't see us doing that either. Nova Nova K said, I remember when AI was just Allen Iverson. Can we go back to that? Can we go back to AI being Allen Iverson? Because I'm a little worried. Evelyn, I think this is for the other conversation. She said we are gods and goddesses, but they add ego on it. Can't do that. I think that was to the Diddy conversation because I was talking about. We're moving on. We'll get back to that. DJ, what's going on, DJ? It's good to see you, bro. He says they think Skynet is in control. I don't think AI is at the level of Skynet yet. Honestly, it looks like it's at the level of Skynet, but it's not. A lot of these things is all just zeros and ones. A really intricate, really intricate programs to randomly respond to things, but you kind of have to remember who is training these things, and most of this stuff is being trained by, like Grok is being trained by Twitter. You guys, like it is scanning Twitter to find the answers for most of its stuff. A lot of this stuff is looking at Facebook and Instagram, and I don't know if you know this by and large, but it's more opinion on those sites than it is facts. So I think we might be okay for a little while. It's still moving at an exponential rate. It definitely needs to be regulated. The president ain't really giving everybody high hope that is going to happen right now because he doesn't want states to regulate the AI itself. I kind of agree. We don't need 50, 60 different versions of a regulation. We need one good regulation, but I do not think this administration is going to do it. I don't. What's going on, Janika? Thanks for coming through. She says AI is out of control today to the fact that some people can't even tell the difference between what's real and what's AI. That is absolutely true. Is it Japan or China where they got like a shortage of people or something like that? Shortage of women, and a lot of these, a lot of the men using like the video games to have these girlfriend wife experiences. After they get like a long day of work, they come home to their AI or whatever. I think that may have been like the start of it. But if you look at video games, and I'm not blaming video games, like not at all, but I'm just saying if you look at the video games over there and how they have like we've been kind of training up for this AI takeover, and then you also have like they're making like the sorry mom if you're listening, the sex dolls that look really real. it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before they mix that stuff together, and then it is going to be a wild time in the world. And what's crazy about the whole AI conversation is we see this all the time. We've seen like the movies and the storytellers of people telling us that this stuff is going to be really, really wild for us, and it's going to degrade society to a level that we haven't seen. We've been watching this stuff for years, and we still ride to the same. We're Icarus. We're Icarus flying toward the sun right now. Novocaine said AI is kind of scary. Can't even lie. Of course, Trump isn't gonna regulate it. He loves the confusion. I can't really speak to his motives, but it does definitely feel that way. Let's see. DJ says, I know it ain't just my mom and grandparents falling for AI. Absolutely not. Have you seen, dude, it's like every week somebody drop a new model of some sort of creation and it gets better and better and better every week. We are literally training these things. And I don't know if people really are paying attention like they should, but I don't think they understand that we're actually training the AIs, which is also a reason why I don't think the takeover is anytime soon because we're also training the AIs, not the Allen Iversons. All right, so I'm gonna move on from the AI conversation, even though I could go on forever because I have my own reservations about it. But this is just solely about the Time magazine and the influence of said AI architects. But if you've been on the internet today, you know me, and I am a Superman fan. So having his cousin finally get a new live action movie, which I think the last one was in like 1986, 7, 8, 80. It was in the 80s, I think. Maybe early 90s, something like that. I've been waiting for this trailer for quite a while because I would like to see Supergirl get the respect as a character that she deserves. Pop culture wise, comic book wise, back in the day, Supergirl really was like that girl. Like she was ahead of the game in fashion for comic books. She was ahead of the game for women empowerment. She was ahead of the game for having solos, that was actually really interesting and really good stories. So to see her finally get her shot again with a real budget and care and love and the attention she deserves, I'm here for it. And that trailer, okay, I'm gonna say the elephant in the room about the trailer. I'm sorry, let me read this first. Supernova Nova Kane said, finally, about time Supergirl would be on the big screen. I do believe this is the second time, and the last time she had like I think it was like a meme going around where it was like a Popeyes or something in the background, if I'm remembering correctly. So my initial reaction to this is just like everybody else's, given the proximity of James Gunn running the DC movie universe right now. Is this kind of favors Guardians of the Galaxy? And I'm gonna tell you the things that are similar, and it's the jacket she's wearing in the teaser. She had the jacket, the brown long jacket with the headphones. It did kind of look Star Lord ish, if we're being honest. And if you know anything about Star Lord, Guardians of the Galaxy with James Gunn, he took a lot of liberties with those characters because nobody was talking about them. So he put a lot of imprint of what he wanted those characters to be and look like. So to have the Supergirl trailer come out and the vibe seems like that, it had the old school music and all. I can see why some people will be a little worried, but, and I know this is like a cop out for this argument, but I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna say it anyway. It is comic book accurate with the jacket. In the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which is a comic I've not read. I've not read it yet, but apparently I need to. She has the brown jacket and two swords. Actually, I don't know what Supergirl is gonna do with some swords. Again, I haven't read the comics. Maybe she lost her powers and she needed a weapon. So there's that. I think we should put our pitchforks down, though. Even though, again, I am also worried that it might be a little too close to home with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Two things here. We ain't seen a full movie yet. We only seen a snippet of where she is. And James Gunn is not directing this movie. It is his last name is Gillespie. I've not seen any of his work. I'm gonna tell you his actual full name. I'm gonna look it up real quick. See, 100% tell you that. But from the trailer, I am excited to see it. It's not even written by James Gunn either. I do not know that writer's name, and I apologize if we talk about this again. I'm sure I probably will, especially when the movie comes out. I will have all this information readily and available. If I'm being honest with you guys, this week has been pretty hectic. I've had all types of things happen, and I'll talk about them at the end of the show. But his name is Craig Gillespie, and he seems to have a style that's not similar but feels similar. But I also think a lot of the reason that it feels like Guardians of the Galaxy is not because of the trench coat, it's because of the color tone, the color palette. It feels that way. So let's see how the movie is. A lot of people was worried about the Superman trailer, and they was worried about the Superman movie because of the close up of him flying, and all that turned out really good. So I trust James Gunn with his universe. I'm going to trust Craig Gillespie with his vision for Supergirl. And the only thing I really need from Supergirl is one for Lobo to be Jason Momoa, and he is finally, which is the character Jason Momoa was born to freaking play. Millie Alcock is definitely going to be good. She is a great actress. I absolutely like her. Did I finish the Game of Thrones series? No, but not because of her. It's just I got tired of Game of Thrones stuff. But she was rocking the role from what I saw from the first 3 4 episodes I watched. So yeah, I think Supergirl is going to be good as long as Supergirl has a rage out moment. Because I think let's think about it like this with Supergirl. And what sets her apart from Clark is Clark was a kid when he touched Earth, right? Mimi says she watched it just for Jason Momoa. I feel you. He's a good looking man. Clark was a baby when he touched Earth, so he had the privilege of learning and living on Earth. Supergirl, Kara Zor-El, did not have that privilege. She was like 15, 16 when she watched her planet be destroyed. So I'm hoping that they touch on that in this film because a lot of people don't know that about Supergirl. They don't think about it because it's not usually the focus. But I think Supergirl's movie needs to have emotion, and I think from that standpoint, it could be really, really interesting to see her react and go through the emotions of watching the only place she knew and loved just go up in smoke. It's destroyed, completely gone. Like I don't know what the emotions of something like that would, but I'm expecting if I was a super person, it would probably be me destroying a whole bunch of stuff like all the time. I'm talking meteors, stars, suns, whatever I can get my hand on. And that looks like from the snippet we saw of her from Superman, it looks like she's doing a lot of partying and a lot of going out. So maybe we're seeing her try to cope with that by drinking alcohol and wild night outs and maybe, a little recreational medication here and there. And none of that's going to work for her because she is a super person and her metabolism is different. So we're probably going to see her try to figure out how to cope with life without her parents, without her family, without all of her friends, without her school that she went to, without her own bed. When you start bringing all those elements into it, I think it could be a really interesting and dynamic movie. And then we probably going to see her go on really cool, kick-ass space adventures. So I'm also I'm all for this. Again, it's too early to tell what's exactly gonna happen, but you know, let's give it some time. Let's not panic before we see it. Let's not She-Hulk this thing or any other movie with a female. Let's actually give it a try. Let's go back through some of these comments that I may have missed. Supernova Kane. Instructor Nova Kane said she gonna call me when I finish the documentary. I'm gonna finish them last two episodes, I promise. I see. Nova Kane also said these celebrities wish they were Jesus. Diddy even tried to call himself Jesus. You know what? In the documentary, they did bring that up, and it sounded like he wanted to take that part out after he realized the error of his ways. And I am the type of person to give people the benefit of the doubt in those scenarios. You have to learn, you have to grow, you have to learn. And with the lifestyle Diddy had, growing up wise, maybe he didn't know any better. A lot of people don't know about the whole blasphemous rule in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Evelyn says that part. Jay-Z called himself Hova, which is a part of Jay-Z that I hate. But once again, there are times where I'm like, where do these people stand on this? Like, do they want to be Jesus, or is this all just a part of the act? Because I do like a good Jay-Z song, I'm gonna be honest. But any of those songs where he make direct quotes about religion, I kind of skip over. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Oh, John, what's up, man? Listen, I'm sorry. I don't think I said what's up to you, my boy. I'm so sorry about that. John is also CCN. Make sure you check out Sports for You, as well as with Mimi show, Mimi Morning Show. I think right now she may be still streaming video games over on YouTube. So make sure you go over there. I think her name is actually the name that you see right here, Evelyn Mimi J. So, go over there. After this show is over, we're almost done. We're almost done. Don't run away yet. Don't run away yet. Oh, yeah, we said Trump's not going to regulate. I'm assuming, Janika, that you were talking about the AI part. Whichever part, thank you for thanking me for speaking on it. I'm trying to get as many topics going as possible. Nova K said She-Hulk was great. She-Hulk was great, and I think it's probably one of the most comic accurate shows. Even though people don't realize it, it's just the same thing happening with She Girl, with Supergirl right now. People don't. You can't read every single comic, and this movie's Supergirl. I mean, is taken from Woman of Tomorrow. I said that earlier, but yeah. So again, trench coats in there. We should see how much of Supergirl to get right. I'm very analytical, kind of critical of my Superman movies, and I need to see her rage out. Oh, speaking on Supergirl. Oh yeah, I had to because I really do like the Superman part of the universe. Superman is my 1A. Captain America is my 1B. But I also like a lot of the characters around Superman. And I'm hoping that if Superman and Supergirl does well, then since DC is willing to do, like, they got the Clayface movie coming that's going to be a horror, and a few other just wild projects that we, like Creature Commandos and Peacemaker. If they're willing to do that, I am hoping that we get a Steel movie, or maybe just a Steel show or a Steel cameo or something like that, which would be great. But what I really would like to see is a multiverse movie where we get Superman Val Zod, Superman Calvin Ellis, or Sunshine Superman, which are all three black Superman in the universe. Just They ain't got to have their own project. They could just be a part of another project, a TV show or something. I'd be fine with that. But I would like to see them show up because they are multiverse Supermen, and they do from time to time hang out with all the other Supermen and all the other Justice League members that kind of float around in the multiverse from time to time. Maybe we can get something like that in the Lantern show, which is also going to be a really good show. Shout out to Jon Stewart. He's also in my top 10. Okay, so before I end the show, I just want to say that on Wednesday we had a funeral for my cousin, and she passed away on her birthday, and it was a really sad moment for the family, of course. And I just want to send love and all my heart and condolences to that sector of my family because I couldn't be home for it. So, hopefully, you guys had a great homegoing service for her. And I love you, Tia. And I see you when I get to heaven one day. But it will not be anytime soon, I pray. No offense, but I'm trying to live for another 180. Anyway, oh snap. Not anyway, it just sounds so insensitive. That's not what I meant, you guys. So much love and condolences to you and the family. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You guys, these past couple of weeks has been whew, tiring. Losing the cousin, some other stuff I can't really talk about online because it ain't none of, I can't say it's not my business to tell. Thank you, Janika. I appreciate that. So sorry, love and thoughts for your family. I read that for the people that can't read it. Yeah, it's been my daughter absolutely rocked her dance thing she had. She was with the Elf Academy. She was an elf this year, so super proud of her. Y'all see my daughter. She also dances, you guys. So yeah, we Christmas Christmas event over at the church with the kiddos that I volunteer with and mentor. Everything was fun. It was great. I drank way too much hot cocoa, but I am tired. Your boy is tired. Thank you, Mimi. I am really, really out of it. And I didn't even know if I was gonna make it here to do this live show today. You guys, what's going on, bro? My bro Thaddeus. I haven't talked to you voice wise in quite a while, sir. So we need to call each other and link up. Maybe we need to do like a old jump into DC Universe Online and try to fumble our way through that game since it's been like 8 years since either of us played it. But yeah, I gotta end this show. I didn't want to really hold you guys for too long. I definitely appreciate you guys for coming through to the student section. It really made me warm my heart today. It's really good to see y'all. I know we've been away for like 2 weeks, and there will be another break. So I'm not even gonna act like that. It won't be. And it's probably gonna be another 2 weeks around, Christmas. No, Nova Kane said the fact that you made the show tonight just proves your strength. I know it's pretty cliche, but you got this, brother. That's not cliche. Thank you. I appreciate it. I love all the positiveness in that statement. Thank you. Real talk. Um, Oh, so you down for the game? Good. We gotta work that out. I mean, if not DC, something else. I'm sure we can figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And it is all love. I love you, man. I love everybody, by the way. All y'all that came through, I love y'all. I definitely gotta end this show. I gotta go be dad. But thank you guys for coming through. I would like to know your thoughts on the Diddy documentary. I would like to know your real thoughts on Supergirl. Stranger Things, I forgot that was still a thing. I keep talking about it like all the time and still forget that it actually is a thing. Are you going to talk about Stranger Things in 2 weeks? You know what? I'm going to catch up and I will. I don't know how good that talk is going to be, but I will. I might have to tag in JB on that one. I think he's caught up to it, but I'm going to try to catch up. I just haven't watched his latest season because I've been a little bit preoccupied with a lot of stuff. So real quick though, Janika, what do you think of Stranger Things? Are you digging the new season? Do you hate Lucas's hairline like everybody else do? What are you feeling? But hopefully while she's typing that out, I will just go ahead and plug the show. We are Society and Pop Culture. Make sure that you go to their website at www.societyandpopculture101.com where you can find everything you need for the show. Like everything, old episodes, new episodes. Also on Good Pods, we are a top 5 podcast. I don't really like to talk about that, but we're doing pretty good because of you guys. Wait, a Stranger Things musical? Really? What? I don't know. I don't know how I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I'm probably going to watch it though. I would I pay money to go see that? I don't know. I would pay money to go see it, but I wouldn't want to travel for it. If it came to my city, which it wouldn't, my city ain't that big, then I would be down for it. First of all, where do you be on the internet finding this information, Mimi? That's what I want to know. Anyway, I gotta end this show, you guys. Like I said, make sure you head over to www.societyandpopculture101.com where you can find all the shows, all the episodes. You can find all our social medias right there in one spot. Also, if you are hanging around Spotify and Apple Podcasts and Good Pods or any of your favorite podcast network, do us a favor, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and leave us a comment. Share this link. Even after the live is over, if you discover this, share it with your friends. Let's get as many people in the student section as we can because we need you guys. We need all the likes so YouTube know that y'all like the show. And if you're watching this on Facebook, also same thing. So we can make this travel, so we can grow as a brand, as a unit, because we want to see this grow. We want to be able to talk to you guys way more and have your input on what we're talking about. We're trying to lean more into the student section and not just our own opinions. You know what I'm saying? Like Janika tonight, giving me to talk about Stranger Things. And if it's not in 2 weeks, it'll be next week. So yeah. Anyway, I got to end the show. Thank you guys. Thanks for coming to the student section. I love you guys. I am Instructor BK Spades. Thank you for coming. Make sure you're here next week. We about this thing.